Reddit. Never will you find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. We're talking In the Plan today, folks, which is my weekly show about the things that are going on in the game. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of fresh news. CG is in the we want you back phase of their vacation. We kind of just want them to come back and try to fix bugs and release new things and give us things to complain about. Honestly, I mean, isn't that what CG's here for, really? Just give us a scapegoat, folks. So, let's jump in. Please, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is like, subscribe, comment, something to help me and you mount the algorithm. It's going to be fun, guys. It's not like we're mushrooms. We're not fungi, but it's going to be fun. And, yeah, there's some interesting stuff to talk about today, actually. First off, I want to mention my upcoming content here. I mean, Aphra's impressed, so I'm gonna be releasing a Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the ROTE thing, the thing with the stuff, the territory battle, and just to show you guys how to do it I mean, I'll show you guys my good squads, and you guys can have something to shoot for at the very least, and I don't know if that'll be interesting to see how well that's going to go over. I'm also working on a Maul Faction Essentials video, so that'll be good, I'm sure. Mauldalorians. I couldn't fit Mauldalorians here and still keep Aphra, so Aphra stayed. Mauldalorians was reduced to just Maul, which is kind of what happened in the shows. So, I also want to update my Galactic Legend level farming guide just because there's new insights. There's going to be, I guess we'll have to wait until the Scythe comes out and we'll just see how devastating that is on the meta. That might change things, but Aphra is here now. We have the actual numbers for how expensive Jabba is. We got to upgrade that infographic at the very least, and then I'm really excited about what Hondo is doing in 3v3 right now. So I'll probably put out some kind of a short video just highlighting his nonsense. And in terms of the news this week, I mean, we got the skill Squish, which has been a pretty consistent thing every month. We've been getting hammered in Kyber 1 especially. I dropped another 120-ish skill points, and I am now below 4,000 skill points, which, I mean, 4,000 has been like my bare minimum for a very long time, and I think I've had one losing season this entire time, maybe two with 3v3 at the very start, but it's been a really long time since I've had a losing season at all, and yeah, they just keep we're all just circling the drain. Like, a few people have accused CG of oh, you just want to make people spend money to stay in Kyber, but I think we are all circling the drain. The people who spend a lot of money, there might be a couple people at the very, very top who are able to stay above the skill Squish nonsense, but I mean, you have to go 6-3 to actually end up with a better record to keep up with the skill Squish in Kyber 1. And so, I mean, at the rate this is going, it's only going to take a few months. If the summer hits and we're still doing this, I won't be in Kyber 1 anymore on my main account. We'll just keep circling the drain together, guys. It'll be good times, all right? My main account can hang out with my alt in Kyber 2. It'll be super fun. Oh, let's see. Yeah, you guys can read this stuff. All right. So one thing we talked about on the podcast the other day, and I want to kind of bring it up again here because it's an interesting idea. It's feeling so I just unlocked Aphra, and with Aphra came 3 different squads that I haven't used before ever. There's the Aphra squad with the murder bots. There is the Hondo team with whichever lead you want to do. Old Ben works or Kira works, whatever. But neither of those were teams that I was using before. And then there's the Sana team, which is going to go with Stormtrooper Han and Aphra and Kara. she's gonna take care of business, folks. And the idea is, I mean, I'm getting 3 new teams out of it, and I already have too many teams in 3v3, frankly. I mean, you can make a misstep. I played really poorly the other day and only cleared 1 zone, so there, I mean, there's always that possibility. But the fact remains that there's probably too many teams for what you want to do. In like, there's 237 characters, and I know the cynics out there are going to be telling us, like, oh, well, I mean, obviously we there's only like 30 good characters anyways, you know, like out of all of those, CG just designs the really bad characters, and that's not the truth, actually. Like, the original characters, there's a pretty hefty number of pretty bad characters at the very bottom, but after you get to a certain point, it's like, yeah, that's usable. Like, these are all pretty good, you know, like, supporting pieces, and you just have to wonder if we're going to get another GAC expansion. Last time, I think they expanded both 5v5 and 3v3 by 4 teams on defense each, which is actually pretty substantial. I mean, 4 teams on defense is going to be, what, 20 new characters, so 40 new characters, basically, to be able to attack that and everything. And the 3v3 would have less impact, but I mean, we're only using 90 characters right now in 3v3, if I did the math right. I mean, I'm not counting ships at all here, folks. I don't know. It just seems like right now there's just too many teams, too many characters, too many of that. And I realize that a lot of people, maybe this really sounds, I'm sure this sounds really elitist. Like, okay, all right, Xaereth, you have all the stuff because you spend all the money. You've been playing for forever. The rest of us aren't in that situation. It makes me, so I agree. It's a you know, like, big account problem, right? The thing that makes me wonder, though, is I'm wondering if they're draining Kyber 1 right now from the skill squish in order to make some kind of a, like, championship brackets kind of thing. Like, Kyber 1, you get into Kyber 1, and suddenly you have to place 4 more teams on defense. Like, what if that was what they're trying to do? Or, I mean, it just seems like they're going to do it. The only thing that's problematic about that, on top of everything else, is the fact that we don't have time, folks. I don't have time. Like, I could do another 4. I could probably maybe do this 4 more squads thing. Like, I'd have to hustle for my streams. My streams are already kind of long, but I could maybe do it. We could maybe manage it. The problem being, like, okay, so if they do this again, if they expand the GAC total that you have to put on defense and offense again, then, I mean, I think that would be nice for me. I want to use more of my characters, and I'd always be interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comments, folks. Let me hear. But here's the thing. If they do it again, maybe that works. Maybe that's a good solution for right now. But, I mean, I think it's been like this for, what, 1.5 years, 2 years? I don't remember exactly, but it hasn't been that long. And again, we could already use another expansion. If they do expand it, folks, what's to stop them from, like, they're just going to keep releasing new characters. They're going to eventually want to expand it again in order to maintain, like, if we could handle 1 more time, that's fine. Like, 2 more, or 3 more, or 4 more, like, if we're not infinite. Like, eventually we're not going to want to place, like, 200 characters on defense and just wade through our opponents in one day. Like, it's just not feasible. It's not long-term feasible, so I don't really know what the solution is. I'm just curious. Same with territory wars, like, especially at the very top level. There is some, like, people are already starting to make super teams because there's just good character density is just at an all-time high. Like, I'm inclined to think that territory wars will get an update before GAC, but I'm just interested to see what's gonna happen, guys, because we don't have. We're using too few characters right now, frankly. I mean, I just put a lot on defense, and I slog through it, and it's kind of a way to use more of my roster if I fail enough times, but I don't know, that's not appealing to a lot of people. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think. It seems like we're going to get an expansion at some point. Alright guys, so we have some wisdom from Reddit, folks. It's a light news week, so this is a pretty interesting one. someone posted this, and there's a bunch of upvotes. He says, why a Zeta level gives only +8 speed and stealth. This is kudos to those of you who know what this is, who gets this. This is tech, and so what the skill is, it essentially, if you have a full Bad Batch squad in 5v5, it's going to give you 10 speed. It gives you +2 speed for every Bad Batch character in your squad. That includes Tech. Tech includes himself in that. And so this guy's complaining that a Zeta is only giving 8 speed and stealth. Like, how horrible is that? What a terrible thing. And the highest upvoted one by a pretty big margin is, if you think that's bad, you should look at Visas Mars Zeta, which, I mean, her Zeta is pretty garbage. I have it just because I used her character a lot in 5s, but yeah, her Zeta is the most nonsensical, loserish Zeta I've really, like, there's a few that are worse maybe, but hers is it makes no sense, because if she gets debuffed, then she can't counter, and she counters against, or maybe she assists against Sith, but if she's at all debuffed, she can't do it, and that's all Sith do, or debuff her. Like, it's so stupid, guys. But yeah, so the top comment was that it took a while of scrolling, guys, to finally see someone did, to their credit, pointed out. It gives 10 speed, by the way. He counts himself, so full team you get 10. So remember, it's only +6 if you're in 3v3. And whatever. I mean, it's just funny. Like, this is this hive of scum and villainy part, right? I mean, okay. So Reddit, actually, there's some good people there. I don't mean to just malign Reddit completely. There's a lot of just rampant, crazy negativity. Like, if you want to overreact to something, go to Reddit, guys. Like, that's the place to go. Like, people want to be angry about things and upset about things before they find a rational solution. A lot of times you'll find the rational solution, like, downvoted like crazy, all the way to hell, despite there not being hell in Star Wars. There is just the Force. It's just funny, like, everyone upvoted, hey, look at how terrible this thing is, way faster than they upvoted, hey, here's a helpful, honest tip, like, that's actually truthful. And this guy is just overreacting, and he gets a ton of upvotes. Like, I just don't get it, guys. It's tough for me to wrap my mind around this. So one other thing from Reddit. Alright, this isn't too new, but someone said, I want to make sure you guys understand this, that someone reached the credit cap, which you can see there's some kind of mathematical reason for this being the cap, and people pat themselves on the back all the time because they think they're very smart about understanding it, and I would pat them on the back too, but maybe a little too hard because I'm annoyed at their condescension in explaining it to me. However, I'll be condescending in just a moment though, folks, so don't you worry. Don't you worry. Condescending means talking down to people, by the way. So, the title of this, he's showing all these credits. He's over 2 billion credits. He says, did I just complete the game? And I guess my thought is he did not compete the game. Like, he's not, you're not spending this on mods. I don't know what's going on. And of course, they're actually one of the first things that someone said. So one of the first things someone did say on the top of the upvotes is like, oh, hey, you can upgrade your mods now. So, like, kudos to Reddit for upvoting that and giving generalized wisdom, though this person clearly has no interest in it. I did think it was funny that someone in the middle was just like, they definitely need more things you can spend the cash on, like. But then this is a screenshot, guys, of, I don't know why I included my crystals. I think I have no idea, but this is my. I have 10 million credits. It's like, if I unlock one character, if there's a new character released tomorrow, I can upgrade him or her up to 85, and then I will not be able to do a second one. Like, if they release 2, I'll just be screwed. Like, I spend a ruinous amount of money on mods, either in the mod store or just farming new mods and trying to upgrade them. So, use your credits, folks. Or ship credits too. Like, use them to farm mods. It's important. I don't have the best mods, but man, they are important if you want to compete, which, I mean, I don't know, the competitor in me is just like, why wouldn't you? Now this is my opportunity to get condescending. So this is just like a day in the life of I don't know, a person who's not a grammar Nazi, but who still notices all of that because he has a degree, his undergrad in English. I have my undergrad in English, and so you notice these typos. Like I just like, I can't help but notice them. I tend to be a prescriptivist, which just means I want people to have effective communication. That means if you misspell, if you're whatever, like, people like to look down on people who are outside of our country. English is their second language, and they're like, man, they need to learn English. I'm like, well, first off, I don't know if you know their language, but second off, the fact that they're communicating as well as they are in a language that they didn't start with, and they probably didn't really want to learn it in the first place, is pretty impressive. But I want people to have good communication, and that's it. So I don't really look down on people. Like, there's the prescriptivists of the, that's the other side of the grammar Nazi coin. Like, I'm a descriptivist. Just describe what you're trying to get at, and I'm okay. I'm good with it. Prescriptivist is like, that's the grammar Nazi who's like, oh, hey, you missed an apostrophe. Oh, hey, that comma is there. That, like, God invented commas for a reason, a-hole. And you're just like, gosh, yeah. I wish God hadn't invented you. But that being said, I can't help but notice this. This is everywhere, guys. This is all over the place. And I'm wondering if there's, like, a specific reason, or if people just, like, I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. To be clear, I don't care. Like, I notice this. I have to notice it. It is, like, built in. I have to. But it is everywhere. It's been everywhere for a while. And Omicrons, guys. Omicrons, people call them Omni. All over the place. This is just from, like, one day of just, like, really quick, briefly searching on one of my Discord servers. And I'm not telling you guys which one. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. Why is it Omni? Why is it? It's everywhere. It is everywhere. And I mean, if we want to all agree to call them Omnis, I guess I'll get on board. I don't care, really. I draw the line at calling General Skywalker teams and General Skywalker gas. That's always annoyed me. But I mean, I still do it sometimes, but I can't on principle actually agree to it. I don't know, guys. It's not a hill I'm gonna die on. I don't care about this, like, too much, just out of idle curiosity, though. Why do you do it? What's important? Do people actually think this is how you're supposed to spell it? I included a snippet of how the game spells it, by the way. It's O-me. There's no N in there. Well, there's an N at the very end. But anyways, that's me being condescending, I guess. I don't think it was too condescending. Just an explanation of, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I missed the thing. All right, one final point here, folks, and that's about. So apparently, it just didn't populate the what? Okay, well, I'm not gonna go back and do it. I had this thought the other day, and I don't really think it's like a true thought exactly, but Aphra is almost like Aphra and her unlock requirements are built for 3v3, because Sana in her most distilled form is going to probably just want Stormtrooper Han and Cara Dune. And then the squad gets a little bit worse once you get to 5v5, I think. I mean, it's too early to really tell. But, like, Hondo loves to be able to lock down a third of your opponent's team and be able to just, like, boost himself a ton. Like, he really thrives in 3s. In 5s, he just controls less. He's going to be less impactful. And the Aphra squad, at its most distilled version, is going to be Aphra and the murder bots. And it's really like the Omicrons, the Omnicrons on the murder bots are actually pretty awful, because they're just contingent on you killing someone, and they're 3v3 only. So once you've killed someone in 3v3, it's basically just over anyways, right? I mean, maybe it's instrumental in killing, like, Galactic Legends, like kill the ads and then kill the Galactic Legend. I don't really know, but one way or another, this team looks very comfortable in 3v3. Now 5v5 with the Datacron right now, Aphra's killing a lot of Galactic Legends. 5v5, she's going to be a monster. I'm very interested to see how that's going to go. Got to really prioritize trying to get some relics on her because I have her, but I don't know. It was just an interesting thought of, I wonder if CG kind of just designed Aphra with 3v3 in mind. Keep in mind, too, the fact that they gave the murder bots 3v3 only Omicrons. Omnomnomnomzacrons. Maybe that's what it is. People want to call it Omnomnoms. That being said, what do you guys think? I don't. Doesn't really matter. Like, Aphra is really good in 3s though. Like, she, as it turns out, because she gets, as long as she's with a murder bot, she gets 100% turn meter to start with. So I guess make her fast so then she can outspeed Iden Versio, who also gets 100% turn meter, and then it goes by speed, has the tiebreaker after that, I think. Or maybe if it's turn meter, does speed, man, I don't freaking know, guys. I'm gonna let you go. It's been a light news week. I still talked your ear off for 20 whole minutes. I hope you got what you came for. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth asks you to mount the algorithm. And he also prevails, guys. Take care.